Hey guys, and welcome to Deep Space. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this website using HTML and CSS. I already made a preview for this video. If you watched, you probably saw the design. If you didn't, that's what we are going to build. So it doesn't have any special animations because I didn't have time to make animations. Anyway, for this one, that's what you got. So to begin, on your desktop, create a folder and name it something relevant to the tutorial or whatever you're building. So mine is Nike website because it's a product for Nike. Inside that, create one index.html file and CSS file. Link your CSS in HTML file. And check the description box. I'll share all these images in the description box of this video. For this tutorial, I'm using VS Code, and I recommend you to use which text editor you feel comfortable with. So open your folder with your text editor. Here you can see I have index.html and main CSS and all the pictures, which I'll share in the description box. Anyway, in your HTML file, make sure to link your CSS properly. And I'm also using Google Fonts, which is Sri Lanka and Nunito. You can find on Google Fonts website. Just go to fonts.googleapis.com and type for Sri Lanka and Nunito Sans if you want to use the same fonts. Otherwise, it's pretty up to you. So let's begin. So I have removed everything except I have basic HTML, template or boilerplate, and in my browser I have two tabs open. This one is the empty HTML file that you are working on right now, and from this one I'll be showing what I'm doing. So let's create a header tab inside a nav tab and 8 times 4. Now we have 4 links. The first one has class of logo because it will be logo, an image of Nike.png, which is the Nike logo. You can get all of these images from the description box. The next two will be text links, so men's and women's. The last one will be search bar, so it's also an image, and search.png. Now let's save it and see in the browser. Let's refresh. See, that's what we got. Let's open CSS file. Here I have some basic styles. Let's select all the links and set text decoration to none. Text transform to uppercase. Color to hex color of 34, 39 and 3D. Font size to 20 pixels and letter spacing 2 pixels. Font weight 600. Let's save it and see in the browser. Now let's select header, which hosts nav and all links. Let's set width to 100 view width and height to 15 view height. Position to fixed. The index to 100. To demonstrate, let's set border 1 pixel solid red, and let's save it and see in the browser. Because the images are too large, they are not inside the header. To fix them, let's first comment styling now, but skip the now for now because we have to make the images smaller. So to select images, IIMG, AIMG, and set width to 36 pixels. Now they are all small and inside the header. Let's make the logo a little bigger than the others. So set width to 65 pixels. I made a typo here. Now let's save and see in the browser. Let's select the navigation and set width to 100%, height to 100%, display to flex, justify content to flex, and it will push them to the right or to the end. Align item center to center vertically. Padding 0, 20 pixels. You can see everything is on the right side. Now let's pick the logo and push it to the left side. To do that, let's select the logo by its class, which is .logo, and set margin right to auto, which will push it to the left side. Let's save it and see in the browser. See, it's on the left side. Now for the last step, I want to move these text links 25% to the left. So I'm gonna use nth child selector in CSS. So nav a nth child 3, because the link women is the third link. Women is the third link. So let's select that in CSS. We already did actually. Now I want to set margin right to 25% and padding left to 10 pixels. Now let's save it and see in the browser. See, it's here now. That's it for the navigation. Let's move on to the next part. And the next part is, so far we have finished the navigation, but we have a main tag which has left column and right column in it. So let's jump back to the HTML file and create, after the header tag, let's create a main tag with class of wrapper, which wraps everything. Then we have left column. Inside there's h1 which has span tag in it and the product name Folk 2.0. Then under that there's image holder, which holds the image. So img tag with source of Folk 2.0.png. I'll share the image 2.0.png. So that's it for the left column. Now let's create the right column. In the right column we have two divs. The first one is pink background, so let's name it relevant to that box, and the second one is the dark triangle. That's it for the HTML part. Let's see what we got so far, and that's what we have. But I want to turn it into that design. So to do that, let's open the CSS file and move up, because I'm gonna style H1 here. If you ask why, because before starting coding, you must have design. That's why I'm doing it that way. So for H1 by the way is Fog 2.0. I want to make it something like this, but for now let's give it some basic styles. So font family to Sri Lanka in cursive, letter spacing to 2 pixels, font weight to 500, font size to 50 pixels, and text transform to uppercase. Let's save it and see in the browser. Okay, so that's what we have. Looks nice. Now let's move to the layout part. Let's put the left column to the left and right column to the right. So let's move here. Now let's select the main tag by its class, which is .wrapper, and set height to 100 view height, and set display to flex. Let's save it and see in the browser. You can see the difference, but I can show you visually. So let's set border to 5 pixel, solid red. Now you can see the red border. Let's select the left and right column and split them into half. Dot left, dot right column. Set width to 50%. Let me copy that as well to visually show you the same thing. Let's save it and see. That's the left column and that's the right column. Now it was just demonstration. I can remove it here. Now let's style the left column. the left column. In the left column, the first item is h1. So dot left column h1. I already gave h1 some basic styles here. You may ask why. Why do you have to do it that way? Because when you want to create a website, you can't just jump into coding without having a design. When I was creating this design, I had to have overall design for the page. Like in this case, for h1, I know its font size, its font family, and letter spacing, and all this stuff. So all of this stuff to header is overall style for the page. If you are new to designing website, it may seem confusing, but you'll get used to it. Now I said I gave it some basic style already. That style was just this, but I want to turn it into design, like it has this background color and height, etc. Let's do that now. So let's set background to hex color of 5255 and E4, which is a nice blue background color, and set its text color to white. Height of 25%, and set display to flex to center its text, which has the span tag in it, and set justify content to center, and align items to center for horizontally and vertically centering the text itself. Now let's save it and see in the browser. See, it looks the exact same as this. Maybe a little different, but that's how it works. Now we have to style the image holder and they look the same. So the next one is styling the span. Let's copy this and paste it here. Span, and set margin top to 10 pixels. Let's save it and see. It pushed it down a little bit. Now for the next one, we have that, see, image holder. I want to style this one. So let's dot left column dot image holder, which is container, dot left column dot image holder. Now for h1 we gave height of 25%. Now h1 and image holder are the children are nested within the left column. So sorry, let me change. So let's give the image holder height of 75%, and let's set its background to a light gray color of D5, and D5. I forgot the hash symbol here, and let's save it. See in the browser. See, it looks the same as this one. Almost the same. That's because we haven't set style for the image itself. So let's copy left column image holder and img. Let's set it height of 100%. Object fit to cover. Let's save it and see in the browser. That's how it looks. Now the left column, we have finished the left column. Now let's move to the right column, which is this part. I have a pink background color and a dark triangle, which is polygon, and a background, a white background. So let's select the right column in CSS. Let me comment styling the right column. Let me give some space to work with. So dot right column, let's say is display to flex, and height, no, flex direction to column. Now the main axis is vertical, or from top to bottom. Let's set height to 100% and position to relative. I'm setting its position to relative because this dark triangle will have position of absolute, so it will stick, because it's a child element of right column, it will stick inside the container. So now visually you can see anything because it's just most of it except height. The other CSS styles is for the child elements. Now let's move to the first child, which is the pink box, which is background of pink. So let's copy this container name by its class name, and then the pink box by its class name dot pink. So let's set background color to hex color of pink, which is E5, B1 and A4. Let's set its height to 65%. Let's save it and see in the browser. Looks nice. So the last thing we should do is the dark triangle. So dot right column dot dark triangle. Let's set its background to dark background with hex color 3439 and 3D. Width to 100% of its container and height to 68%. Because I'm going to use polygons, using height for 68% is okay. And let's set clip path to a polygon, and the values will be 100%, 0, 0, 49%, 100% and 100%. Let's set position to absolute and bottom to 0. Let's save it and see in the browser. So that's it for this tutorial. Do they look the same? Well, they look a little different, but that's okay. I mean, this font size only. this logo looks a little different, which is probably later spacing, but other than that it looks fine. So thank you for watching this video, and for more tutorials like this, click the like button, and if you are new to my channel, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.